Have you ever noticed something strange? Some women say they want a healthy man, but deep down, they feel emotionally attracted to the exact opposite. The emotionally unavailable guy, the older guy, the controlling guy, the man whose attention feels difficult to earn. And whenever people talk about this online, they reduce it to one phrase: daddy issues. But most people don't actually understand what that means, because it's not really about daddy in the way the internet jokes about it. It's about emotional imprinting. A woman's first experience with masculine energy often shapes what her nervous system later recognizes as love. If her father was emotionally absent, cold, unpredictable, controlling, or only affectionate sometimes, she may grow up associating emotional inconsistency with emotional value. Meaning, love stops feeling safe. It starts feeling difficult, something to earn, something to chase. And that changes the kind of men she becomes attracted to later in life. Not consciously, psychologically. That's why some women become obsessed with emotionally unavailable men, because emotionally unavailable men recreate the same emotional environment their nervous system already understands. Distance, confusion, approval seeking, anxiety. And the dangerous part? The brain often mistakes familiarity for compatibility, even when that familiarity is painful. So a healthy man might feel boring at first, not because he lacks value, but because he doesn't trigger emotional survival patterns. He texts consistently, communicates clearly, doesn't play games. And for someone raised around emotional inconsistency, that calmness can almost feel suspicious. Now, obviously, not every woman with a difficult father relationship develops unhealthy attraction patterns, but many women do experience a deep emotional hunger for masculine validation. Especially in modern culture, where attention from men is constantly tied to self-worth. Social media made this even stronger. Likes, validation, male attention, desirability, everything becomes connected to identity. And when a woman secretly feels emotionally unseen, she may chase men who make her work for approval, because finally receiving that attention feels emotionally powerful, almost healing. But here's the problem. You cannot heal childhood emotional wounds through toxic relationships. You usually deepen them. That's why some women stay attached to men who clearly hurt them, not because they enjoy pain, but because part of them is still trying to finally receive the love they never fully felt growing up. And toxic men sense this very quickly. They understand emotional insecurity creates emotional attachment, so they give affection, then remove it, give attention, then disappear. And the woman becomes emotionally addicted to the cycle, because inconsistent love creates obsession, not peace, obsession. And sometimes women confuse being emotionally triggered with being deeply in love, but those are not the same thing. Real love doesn't constantly make you anxious. Real love doesn't make you feel emotionally abandoned every week. And real masculinity doesn't enjoy confusing women emotionally. A mature masculine man brings emotional safety, consistency, direction, calm energy, not manipulation. And healing usually begins when a woman realizes this. The relationship she keeps chasing often mirrors the emotional wound she still carries. That realization changes everything, because instead of asking, "Why do I always attract toxic men?" she starts asking, "Why does emotional chaos feel familiar to me?" That's where self-awareness begins. And honestly, that's where real healing begins too. The strongest women eventually stop chasing emotionally unavailable men, not because they stop wanting love, but because they finally understand something important. Love should not feel like begging for emotional attention. It should feel safe enough for your nervous system to relax. And maybe that's the truth nobody says enough in modern dating culture. A woman who heals emotionally stops finding toxic behavior attractive. Because once you experience healthy love, confusion stops feeling exciting, and peace stops feeling boring.